gut case is a country that will be run by this monopoly. No, we in closing government think that what we're going to do is paint a reasonable portrayal of what coexistence looks like, where individuals' lives become far better because there is stability, both politically and in preventing future political forces becoming more violent. So look, at best, I think Opt says they get the best of art, check, and they also get some sort of US support. I just want to question how this US support came about. We're going to posit in the CG that it led to litigating and prosecuting the war on drugs in the way the American people wanted it, as opposed to how the Venezuelan people should have desired sort of coexistence, but also deal with the drug problem. But more importantly, stuff. Sorry, what did I say? Colombia, sorry, right? But second of all, stuff about why debt is incredibly bad and why that's pernicious or why they're living on our side of the house. On FARC, I think opening out could do a good start in pointing out that the initial support for FARC was because they wanted some sort of a counterweight to the right-wing government, or to weaken the government, knowing that the right-wing government was going to go after. But I have two things here. One is that the war on drugs that this government bench, this opposition bench stands for, was literally the war on drugs that led to the social unrest, the confusion, the collapse of the existing shadow economy that Escobar dominated across Venezuela, that led to people being poor and hungry. It led to people government which had promised stability was unable to deliver on that stability, much less a semblance of economic growth. Now, sure, maybe there is some economic aid coming from the US, but the economic aid of the US was often used as a tool against particular regions that were like the drug-heavy regions, which were more sympathetic to the drug producers, were the ones who did not get that aid as a sort of condition, but that created a vicious cycle, where those individuals were the ones who were the most starved, and as a result, most sympathetic to someone who provided an alternative challenge to that. That challenge was FARC. So a huge upswing of, if you think about why this country surged in popularity in rural parts of Colombia towards the FARC movement, a huge part of that explanation comes from the fact that the war on drugs these guys stand for occurred. But the second thing that happened is the war on drugs just made the cost of producing that cocaine much more expensive. It meant having to combat lots of other groups, including the government, and trying to spend a lot more money matching the weapons and the artillery, the material that the US government was giving to the police and to the military. What that meant is a huge spike in prices of cocaine, and the end result of that is that when FARC did take over those networks and started producing cocaine on their own, it gave them lots of the money and the material because it was just sort of a general environment in which those prices could be very high, as opposed to an environment in which on our side of the house there would have been one producer and a producer that was broadly working together with the government. Finally, I think the US just, I think it's a lie to say that the US cared about the FARC problem. Sure, they did give them military aid and light, but that aid, the number one priority of where that aid was going to be used and how the police was to be deployed was to protect and safeguard American interests. That is to say, it was particular regions where the drug producers were. Once like FARC was taken out of that area, it did not stop the FARC movement from retreating to other areas, no thank you, and as a result coming back in. What's the conclusion of this whole thing? The rise of FARC as a political and subsequently military force is something that is aided on their side of the house by the conditions that they made. Absent the war on drugs and the desire to accede to the US's demands to do these things because they needed money to prosecute their war on drugs, this would have been less likely to occur, and it would have been less suffering of the average person in all parts of the country going forward. But second, I want to now posit that the war on drugs itself was bad for other reasons, because the only huge benefits of Owo's case is the US gave loads of development aid, and part of that aid was FBI, part of that was the military. True, but it also then got to point the guns of the government in the direction it wanted them to be pointed in. That is to say, you could always hold them hostage once they became dependent on this, right? And I think the best way of thinking about this is best not to start a war that you're not going to end up being able to win. Because once you're mid-war, you can't either for political reasons back down because people will be horrified, but also more importantly, people, if you abandon, you stop funding these movements, if you stop funding police forces on the ground, they're going to be destroyed by drug cartels that have armed themselves to the teeth. So, at the moment, the US is your primary backer in this war. The US has all the leverage in deciding how they want you to fight this war. How do they do so? The first thing I want to know is that the violence is far worse, even if there are ostensibly wars on both sides. The top half discussion is, yeah, some war here and some war there as well. The reason why there is a lot more war in the US version of events is think of what the US is demanding. They are demanding a monopoly of no drugs. That is far harder to achieve and requires a far more total extinction, no thank you, of every single individual or every single group as opposed to a monopoly, or alternatively, a huge monopoly with a couple of smaller cartels agreeing to work together in some sort of oligopoly. So A, the US's demands were insanely higher, and that's why the war on drugs took so long to win, because you needed so much more force to extinguish every single actor in that combat zone. Two, there was no democratic accountability in the way that war was fought, because the US government and the FBI, or whoever it was that was in the DEA, was accountable to American voters, which meant they cared about what Americans thought was a show of force or the ability to send the druggies back. It did not care, it was not directly accountable to Colombian voters, if there was such a thing, I suppose, insofar as they could not directly voice the concerns, or just the fact that we were hurting civilians on the ground through collateral damage did not transfer by any democratic accountability mechanism to changing the way that war was fought. Yeah.
So the US would have funded FARC and or any other regime in Colombia to prevent the current government being in place. Therefore, Escobar and your Colombian government depended in a heavily funded, prolonged civil war and already economically crippled.
I think it would not have, because that extreme left-wing nature of FARC, at least initially, is something the US would not ever want to associate themselves with. Finally, they say the US would just completely cut you off economically. I don't think it's likely to occur. And here's how I think the timeline goes. The US needed this country for being the right-wing government in this country during the period of the Cold War. So while it was unclear whether Russia had lost the Cold War, the US had lost the Cold War, up to that point, there was sort of a steady flow of economic aid or an incentive to keep them broadly within their ambit. Now, once that ended, admittedly, there was a unipolar world. That unipolar world didn't last that long, right? Quite quickly, China, but also, like, to an extent, Russia these days, has come back with enough economic strength that the real amount of time they would have had to tide over their side of the house is significantly smaller than that. Last of all, on the economy. I want to point out that debt is really, really bad for the country, because it means that interest rates just service that debt, service interest on that debt, just kept getting higher and higher. And I know it's hard to imagine this, but like $9 billion sounds like small, and Shrishi just sort of says, yeah, it's not that much. It's a lot relative to the size of the legal, legit economy in the country. So much of that economy was untaxed and was happening via the monopolies that we think should continue to exist, because it provided jobs for people. It provided things like foreign currency, it provided employment, and like funds were set up to launder money, which again, on some sort of legit level, gave people employment. Now, the harms of the shadow economy, I think, most more often than not, is that it's untaxed and unregulated. I want to point out that on our side of the house, this relationship would have likely occurred. Because sure, you call him once and Sylvia will let him go, but by being in that country with all his wealth, it's obvious that Escobar would have wanted to maintain a good relationship going forward, or at the very least put this deal on the table again and again. What that essentially means, the way I want you to think about this, is that it becomes a tax on that shadow economy, which was otherwise booming, but now can be taken and used to pay for the damages that were done, but also just pay for the needs of people on the ground on our side of the house. That's how we think coexistence would occur, and that's how we think on their side of the house, violence would have been significantly worse. For all these reasons.
He says that the largest murder rates in the past 20 years have been in Colombia. I know that they've been in Ciudad Juarez, in Mexico, and in multiple cities across El Salvador and Honduras. The most important thing to note about both of these areas is that they're both controlled by single cartels, be it Mara Salvatrucha or the Sinaloa cartel. The thing that we're going to tell you in closing opposition is twofold. First, that there is more violence when you have a single cartel controlling and monopolizing the state. But second, and most importantly, that unlike in Mexico, the war in Colombia was remarkably successful, and you would never have got the gains that you got had you allowed Escobar to remain in power and solidify that. Before that, one extraneous point of response, I think most of my case just clashes nicely with the government. Overall, why do we think that the United States is just going to go batshit crazy? They say, oh, they won't invade. Shrishti agrees that they won't. I agree that they're not going to as well. But I think that what is more likely is that the United States is going to do what they did in many other Latin American states, for example, Chile and Peru, right? They're just going to fund an alternative third party and manage to install a coup d'etat like they did in Chile, right? Like my uncle is an escapee from the Chilean government that the CIA definitely didn't put up in Chile. I think this is something that is incredibly likely. They say that the United States just doesn't care as much about drugs as they care about communism. Nixon declared war on drugs, right? Note how communism is long since dead, but the war on drugs has been raging for the past 40 years. Note the massive amounts of money, and importantly, guns that were never ever shot at Russia, but were definitely shot across nations in Latin America. We tell you that the United States would most definitely do something like that. I think that at the end of the day, the parties, the third party, incredibly right-wing ones that the United States would likely support are probably not going to be very nice to the population, are likely to in some ways be autocratic, just like they were in Chile and Peru. But let's move on to what we think the comparative is. Why single cartel control is actually horrific. Note that this is the best case scenario for government, right? This is literally what Toby and Rafi want most. Two reasons for this. The first one, I want to just describe what is it like to live under cartel control. Segway says it is great because you have a shadow economy that enables you to get a job, blah, 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 blah. I think it's not true. The reason why this is not true is because you as a cartel leader benefit from poverty. The only reason that your lieutenants are willing to kill people and do horrific things for you is because you give them loads of money that the local economy cannot provide for them, which means that you're benefiting from poverty. It makes no sense to economically uplift people when the only reason that they go to you is because they are poor. Importantly, I think there are 4 things that happen. The first one is that Escobar is not going to trust the government as it is because maybe in the future a new government will come into power who will not like him anymore. This means that he's going to want to hedge his bets and heavily bribe both government officials and also judges in the judicial system. This just means that you get people into power who are corrupt. Note why the biggest reason of lack of development across the planet is not always violence, but rather massive corruption in government. It means that money doesn't go to the people, that you are not listened to, that your conditions are ignored. It also means that in the justice system, most criminals are likely to be associated with some way with the Medellin cartel, just insofar as if you are like a drug dealer, you're probably more likely to commit crimes even if you're already involved in that. It means that you bribe judges to let those people go, so you literally have rapists and murderers running around the streets and causing mayhem. I think that the second thing that happened is that leaders are also violent, right? Because cocaine is not a nice thing to farm. Cocaine labs are horrific. You have to work under terrible conditions and are exposed to incredibly dangerous chemicals. Like the women that they utilize to traffic drugs to the United States by putting them in tampons inside them, oftentimes die of horrific overdoses, right? It is just untrue that everyone's happy on their drug lords, which means that you oftentimes do have to point guns and torture people to get them to do what you want. I think that importantly, you just have, not everyone's going to be corrupt, so you do have to kill some people and make examples out of them. And you also benefit from things such as human trafficking. I don't think that single cartel control is something that is nice. Second, I also think that the problem is that the monopoly idea is a lie. I feel like Toby about this. What about cartels in other nations? He said, oh, different places. Yes, but Colombia doesn't take cocaine to Colombia. It sells it to the United States. And importantly, they have to travel through at least 4 different countries to get to the United States border, which means that other cartels are definitely going to fight them for the territory. It just means that you move the war away to other places. We're also locally, right? I think that the biggest danger is that the Medellin cartel is going to split up because someone is going to backstab Escobar, right? When you allow him to solidify his power, you allow 2 very powerful factions to form and start fighting each other, right? When you don't allow them to solidify his power, that's when you get weakened cartels that you can actually take out. No, thank you. Overall, the OG government world is horrific. Let's look at why our world is considerably better. Why has the war on drugs in Colombia been remarkably successful? As I said in my introduction, it is just lies that Colombia has kept the highest murder rate in the world. It is different countries. The reason for that is because the war in Colombia has very